Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Brock Wismiller, and I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for External Affairs and your MC for today's event. At this time, we'll begin our program with Mr. Robert Firth, Upper Iowa University alumnus and Chairman of the Board of Trustees, to welcome us to this historic groundbreaking event. Thank you, Brock. Let me first of all welcome all of you here today to this historic event, one that you won't believe, and I'll say it again at the end. I'm sure everyone come back next fall because this place will have a wow factor. And we'll also see if we can view the Jumbotron from up at North Fayette and West Union. Let me first of all recognize a couple of people we have today. First of all, Mr. Bernard Patterson and his wife Arnetta. They were gracious enough to donate the land that our sport complex is on today. And I'd like to recognize them. Bernard, we stand up. It was only a couple of weeks ago we were here to celebrate the opening of the Student Center. And about a year ago, we were here opening up the liberal arts and the student housing. This has kind of become a habit. I kind of enjoy this. It's great to come back and be a part of this. And Betty and I thank you very much for having us as part of this celebration. But we wouldn't be here today without two people that are alumni of this great university that have been generous, kind, caring, and have a vision for this great university. That is Diane and Steve Harms. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the students, faculty, staff, administration, we want to thank you for your generous gift. And we just will enjoy this. This is core to the Upper Iowa University future. Everything starts here in Fayette and goes across our worldwide campus. So enjoy the day. Come back next fall and see the great facility. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Firth. And for those of you that need a reminder, we have the date on the scoreboard when we'll open this facility next year, September 8th, 2012. Next, I would like to introduce our president, our leader, and our visionary, Dr. Alan G. Walker.
Thank you, Brock. I would also like to echo Chairman Firth's comments and welcome everyone to this special occasion. The ascension continues. I was talking to a colleague of mine the other day who is president of another institution here in Iowa, and he said, man, you guys have the big mo going, and we do. And as Chairman Firth pointed out, on this occasion, a lot of that is due to Steve and Diane Harms, and I want to recognize them and thank them once again for helping us keep the mo going. People think that this groundbreaking and the latest addition to our campus here, improvements, is all about football. And a lot of it is about football and our improving program. But it's also about athletics at Upper Iowa, and it's also about the university as a whole. In terms of football, we couldn't be more pleased with the direction that our football program is going, and we know this will be a great addition to that program. In terms of athletics, Upper Iowa is also moving in a very forward direction. Just recently, we were nationally ranked in the top 15% of NCAA Division II schools for the quality of our athletics and academic programs taken as a whole and equally balanced. So we were, out of 300 NCAA Division II institutions, we were number 45. Only one other Northern Sun school ranks higher than that. So that also speaks well for the direction that our athletic program is going, that we're very proud of. Taken as a whole, the organization, this is also important. This will be another showpiece that we will be able to demonstrate to the community, Northeast Iowa and the state of Iowa, as a great venue that I know will attract attention and participation, not just from other schools, but from high schools that will end up taking advantage of this facility and other uses that we'll have for it, that will really bring together the Northeast Iowa community and give Upper Iowa great exposure as an institution of higher education. So those are all the reasons why this is such an important event today and why this is such an important piece to growing Upper Iowa University and the Fayette campus, as well as our academic extension enterprise. I've told a number of people, when I look at the architectural rendering and design for what's about to happen here, it's kind of like looking at a picture of the Grand Canyon. How many people have seen a picture of the Grand Canyon but have never been to the Grand Canyon? Right? Trust me, there is no picture that does the real thing justice. And the first time I went out to the Grand Canyon and stood on the North Rim, I was in shock. I had seen pictures, but the real thing was just so much more. And that's what this is going to be like. You can look at the pictures, but I can assure you, when you see what actually happens here, it'll absolutely be a stunning achievement, and it'll be very impressive. So I'm looking forward to the next year as we watch this facility go up and as we open up the season next year. And again, this simply wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our alums like Diane and Steve Harms. They've really stepped forward and have become part of the legacy of what makes Upper Iowa such a great institution and so successful in the years to come. So again, thank you, Steve and Diane. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Walker. Our next speaker today is a student that will get to compete in this soon-to-be stadium for 2 years. A sophomore defensive back from West Union. Let's welcome Tom Nesvik.
Chairman Firth, President Walker, Mr. and Mrs. Harms, and all of our guests. I'm honored to speak on behalf of the students, especially the student athletes and the football team. We have already witnessed the beginning steps of the football complex transformation with the installation of the spring turf artificial surface prior to this season. We very much look forward to this new renovation to be complete next season so that Upper Iowa University can be one of the best stadiums in the NSIC and in all of Division II. On behalf of the students, especially the football team, I would like to extend our gratitude and say thanks to Steve and Diane Harms for their generous contribution in making all this possible. We look forward to celebrating many Peacock victories on the new football complex. Thank you, and go Peacocks.
Thank you, Tom. We all look forward to seeing you play here next season. I would now like to introduce the couple that made this all possible, Steve and Diane Harms. Both are members of the class of 1973 at Upper Iowa. Steve played football for the Peacocks, while Diane was a cheerleader in her time here. Today, Steve is speaking for both he and his wife. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Steve Harms.
Thank you very much. It's a great day to be a Peacock. And I'm very proud to see this group come out and enjoy the groundbreaking they're about to do. It's a real treat for us to be part of the process. When Dr. Walker, Dave Miller, and Wendell Snodgrass came down to visit with me, my wife had something else she had to do, and laid out the vision that they had for this stadium. It wasn't hard for me to embrace what they were trying to do, and eagerly accepted the challenge that they put it with us. I had to go home since Diane wasn't here. They gave me a thumb computer or whatever you call it that had the presentation on there to go over it with her, and she was very pleased with what she saw. And then she asked that question, well, how much is it going to cost? You know, and once I told her and got her back off the floor, she said, yeah, we can do that. So she was part of the process, to say the least. But as Dr. Walker said, it's exciting to be part of the momentum that we have going here at Upper Iowa. These are exciting times, and there's more coming. You're seeing a lot of changes on the campus. We're very proud to be part of that, and I think you're going to be excited as to what you see coming down the road. Believe me, Dr. Walker and his staff have a tremendous vision for what this university can become, and we're just happy to be part of it. I think all of us in here want to see our athletic teams here at Upper Iowa consistently be in the top tier of the conference. Now, the Northern Sun Conference is one of the toughest in the whole country, so that is a real challenge to be able to be in that top tier of this conference. But in order to do that, we've got to have top-tier facilities. And I think the changes that we're making here on this stadium will get us a top-tier facility to allow our team to become a top-tier, consistent performer in the Northern Sun. I'm very proud. I played football 4 years here at Upper Iowa. My father, Cal, played 4 years. My uncle, Mal, played 4 years. My Uncle Mal went on to be a Little All-American here at Upper Iowa. So football here at Upper Iowa was kind of in our blood. I had a brother that was played, I think, 3 years here, but he was on, I'm not sure what you call it now, but back then we called it the beat squad. That this is a squad that always runs the opposing team's plays and that kind of stuff. He was an outstanding quarterback on the meat squad for 3 years. But they were very proud to be Peacocks, as what I was. And like somebody said, Diane was a cheerleader. I'm not sure she was a 4-year cheerleader or not, but she was at least a couple years cheerleader. So we're happy to be back here. We're be part of the Upper Iowa community. With that, I would just like to say that Dr. Walker said, and likes to say, I've heard him say it a number of times, that Upper Iowa is an ascending university. And I can tell you from the bottom of our hearts, we are happy to be part of the ride here at Upper Iowa. Thank you.
Just heard Diane say 3 years as a cheerleader. So, Steve obviously keep good tabs on that. Thank you very much, Mr. Harms. Our final speaker today is the Vice President for Advancement and Alumni, Mr. Wendell Snodgrass.
Thank you, Brock. As always, every other day, it is a great day to be Peacock. There's a lot of people you have to thank when something like this happens. And you start with Dr. Walker's vision, the Board of Trustees embracing that vision and running with it. Also like to thank David Miller. Before I began here at Upper Iowa last November, Miller was already calling me. Wendell, we got to get the stadium done. And it was his vision that got what you're going to see next August. So David Miller, thank you. Steve and Diane, what can we say? It's amazing. Sitting across from you asking for $7.5 million, it's a little nerve-wracking. But some of the greatest words I ever heard in my life, after you nodded for like 10 years, was, we can do that. That set in motion, not only this stadium, but set in motion the first ever comprehensive capital campaign at Upper Iowa University. You two launched that with your gift. And now we're in the midst of transforming UIU. By the way, we still have about $5 million to go. Anybody in the audience who wants to give, see me afterwards. We cannot thank you enough. And I am anxious to see you two next year up in the press box, looking down upon what you have built. Thank you. It's a great day to be Peacock. Go Peacocks.
Thank you, Wendell. For our official groundbreaking today, we have some additional VIP guests joining those who already spoke at the podium today. Betty Firth, UIU Board of Trustees. Bernard Patterson, UIU Board of Trustees. David Miller, Upper Iowa Athletics Director. And Tom Shea, Upper Iowa University Head Football Coach. Could we please have all members of the groundbreaking party please step forward and take their ceremonial shovels to break ground here at the football complex.